think we should call this the drinking age guide video. We're at 21. Here's the 20th story car, the 2017 LaCroix Fret. Good morning. I'm here with the discreet matter. During a business trip, I had a little accident. After the meeting, had a garden party that transformed into a longer meetup. I was on my way back to the hotel with the guys from work, and I left the car by the pub. I returned for the car in early morning. I must have been sleep deprived and disoriented. It all happened that I snagged onto a pole at the parking lot and a boom barrier. And to top it all off, there was some bore who was in a hurry and forced the right of way. You see, the car isn't really expensive, but I prefer that if the management didn't know the condition in which I was driving around in the company car or what is now left of it. I'd rather cover the costs out of my own pocket as nothing ever happened. Please fix what you need to. My career could depend on it. I've made some arrangements with the owner of the other car, but as sales representatives, I have a clean slate at the pizzeria management. The delivery company. Do what you can. I hope you will keep our little secret. See you. Repair or replace body parts, change the oil, spray at the factory color, and there'll be some other tasks. Well, let's see if we can help this poor guy out so he doesn't get in trouble with his work, huh? I don't know. It doesn't look like it's bad. Well, let's take it over to the car wash. We'll get a good wash on it before we go ahead and, spray it factory color. There's a wash there. Get the detail going. Yep. And then after this is done, we'll go ahead and inspect on her and see what we got to do. All right. Flip my sound around there. All right, car status. 2 pages of undiscovered parts, not many. The front bumper, rear bumper, and windshield. All right, front bumper, windshield, rear bumper. I think, nope, they're all in bad repair. I was thinking that they would be in decent enough condition that we could just go ahead and repair them, but they are not repairable. Go to assemble mode, put on the rear bumper that we just purchased, front bumper, the license plate, and a nice new windshield. Alright, so that issue is corrected. Change oil, spray it with factory paint, and there'll be other tasks. Coolant change, brake fluid change, headlight, and wheel alignment. Okay? Makes you wonder if we're gonna have to deal with wheels. Alright, the cross member looks bad. This what do they call that? The secondary cooler there looks bad. Alright. What else we got going on in here? The rear cross member shocks in the back look bad. So probably got some suspension work going on here. But let's just test on the engine real quick, see if we can pick up anything here that may be out of order. Okay, the OBD scan was fine. Let's do a compression test on the engine. We're in the green right off the bat. Typically that's going to be good. I mean, it's like, what, 150 PSI, 10 bars? Oh, that should be fine. Yep, all that tested out good. So basically the main parts of the engine are fine. Let's do the electro-digital test. 88, 86, 92, 93, 90, 92, 90, 87, 91, 90. These are all coming out looking fine. So I think this is going to be probably a fine motor, fine electro-digitals. It's probably going to be suspension and body panels, I think. Electric we did. Just check on the tires. I'm wondering if we have a bad tire since we have to do an alignment, but nope, all the tires are fine. Okay. Probably just the alignment because we're dealing with the suspension system. Fuel pressure system. Hey, we're in the green. Almost right off the bat. Maybe just below, maybe one bad part, maybe. Nope, they're all fine. Okay. All right, so that tells us that. Can we examine these parts here? All right. Let's do a quick examine here. Eagle Eye does make it go much faster, I tell you. Getting those extra couple of points into Eagle Eye, it is much quicker to examine the parts. I mean, noticeably quicker from the previous time. That's okay. I know that rear cross member looked like crap. Yep, that looked bad. Check the other side here. That does not look good. A lot of rear suspension work. Front cross member. I think the shocks in the back are bad too, but we can't identify those with this test. Alright, so we got most of the stuff figured out here. So let's move her over to first car lifter. We'll get it up in the air. We'll take off that rear suspension and the front cross member. And I think we had to drain the oil, right? Pretty sure. I guess I could double check, but I mean, what story car? Yeah, change oil and refill it. Drain the oil. There was not much oil left. Okay. Where's the oil filter? Huh. Filter actually looks fine. Not even. I'll pull it just to look at it, but it looks okay. Oil filter is not listed on the part list, and if we check our inventory, yeah, it's an 83% oil filter. It's in fine shape. Let's grab this intercooler. I think that's bad. Yep. Alright, that's taken care of. And then we can get this cross member off without having to take off too much of the front suspension. You can just drop the bottom suspension arm. Alright. We'll take out the rubber bushings of the cross member. Take out this bottom one. Okay, then we should be able to drop the cross member. Yep, we did. Okay, then we can go to part mount, X, add it to the shopping list, get the new front cross member, put that on, put on the new rubber bushings, and I'm just replacing the rubber bushings. You figure if you spend $500 to repaste your cross member, you wouldn't put the old crappy bushings on, even if there are 80% or 70%. There we go. And then the bottom suspension arm, which I know we didn't have to replace these, but we have a supply of them, and I'm pretty sure that's a repairable part. So it'll cost us $1 to repair it. Just to prove it, let's go over to the repair bench. Yep, $8, and we just replaced the one that we just gave them a new one of. Fine. All right, and then let's take these rear wheels off. Add shock absorber. We're gonna have to get down to that knuckle, so we're gonna have to pull the brakes. And since we're pulling the brake, well, we'll do that in a second. But you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn the rotors. Get in there and get that bearing. Did I miss the bearing? Yep. The upper one. The cap, spring cap. This bottom suspension arm off. And that little rubber bushing that I tend to forget. That side. That side. There we go. Get this rubber bushing off. And this part of the control arm. Alright, now we can take the knuckle. And let's go over to the other side and we'll do the same thing. That muffler looks bad. Yep, that muffler is bad. Front mount. Let's take that off. Alright, mount. Just gonna fix that muffler real quick. Pretty sure that would have been on the parts list, right? Yeah, rear muffler. Alright. And I bet that last unidentified part is going to be this shock absorber. Go to car status. Yep, it was the last shock absorber. So we got all the parts identified that need to be fixed. All these, get that bearing. Hub, upper one. You can get pretty quick at doing suspension once you remember where all the parts are at and how they go together. Yeah, we're doing good on time. Spring cap. Couple of rubber bushings. Bottom suspension arm. There we go. Oh, forgot that little small rubber bushing on the knuckle. There we go. And then we'll get the cross member off. Well, I gotta take this off first. Alright. What am I missing? Oh, rubber bushings. Huh. Now we can take the cross member. Alright, is there repairable parts that we have left? Let's go to the bench. I'm gonna go and lathe up those brakes for them. We do have some parts that we can repair. Again, these are not parts that actually are on our list to repair, but it's like 10 bucks to repair these parts. So I'm just going to go ahead and repair them all. That way the parts that we're reassembling with, we know are solid. Alright, pull that, lathe up the last brake, and let's sort by condition. Crappy ones at the top. Rear suspension arm we have. That we have. Fronts we already took care of. Rear knuckle we should have. That we should have. Should have that. See, most of these I think we already have. Alright, we should be good. These bad rubber bushings are the 80% rubber bushings I'm going to get rid of. Same for the bearings. Pads, yeah, I'm just getting rid of them. I'll keep that sway bar. There we go. The rear springs we'll keep. I can't remember if I bought rear springs. I guess I can just check. Oh yeah, we did. Get rid of them. Alright, let's head back over to the car. Go to part mount. Did I forget to grab that brake off the lathe? I think I did. Nope, I did. I got them. Okay. Now let's go back to the car and mount up all these parts. Part mount. Well, I have to purchase the parts that I put on there. That I already got. Rear muffler we got. The rear cross member. Alright. Put in the new rubber bushings. Sway bar. Knuckle. With a little bitty small rubber bushing. That rear suspension arm. Spring cap. And a spring. And the spring copper. Upper suspension arm with bushings. There we go. Get this rear suspension arm on. That little cross-linky suspension arm. Shock. An end link. Wheel hub. Rubber bushing here. Wheel hub. Brake disc. Freshly turned. Wheel bearing. Brake pads. And a repaired brake caliper. And then we'll slap on the wheel cap. And a new wheel. Or the original wheel, excuse me. Okay, that side's done. Go over to the other side, knuckle, small rubber bushing, then that suspension arm, spring cap, spring, and a top, upper suspension arm, there's the other screw, shock. Oh, I grabbed the suspension arm. I thought I grabbed the shock. Shock. Well, another end link. I'll get the shock yet. Let's try the shock absorber. There we go. Put in this rubber bushing. Get that little end link on. Put some rubber bushings in the cross member. We put those in on that side? Yeah, we did. Wheel hub. There we go. Put in the bearing. Cap. Oh, I forgot to buy extra of these. These are another universal item. So I bought a pile. Brake disc. Brake pads. And then the caliper and cylinder. And we'll toss on a wheel. Alright, check our car status, and all the repairs are done. Now we just got to throw on the oil and change out some coolants and brake fluid. So really the fluids, and then the alignments, and then this car is going to be done. So go to our drain tool first, drain the coolant. And we're going to drain the brake fluid. Then we'll go right click, part unmount, unmount the caps. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. I just took off the reservoir. Part unmount, unmount the cap so we can fill in the coolant. Alright, coolant's in. Put in the oil. Oil's in. And I'll put in the brake fluid. Brake fluid's in. And do we need to put in windshield washer fluid? We don't. Alright, so we just have to do the alignments and paint this bad boy. So let's go to the test path. Straight up to the alignment tool. That's lined. 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 And then do the same to the lights. That one's good. Good. Save. And we're going to go over to the paint shop and do the Earl Scheib paint job. Factory color, paint. Gosh, this should be done, boys. Yep. 8,500. Windshield washer fluid. I didn't think that was on the list. I mean, we can give it windshield washer fluid, but wasn't on the list to do. But heck, if you want some fluid, we'll give him some fluid. There we go. Car status. Finish order. There it goes. And of course, we'll have gotten a case out of this. Let's see what we got. We'll do 5 and 1. 5 and 1. Credits and some scrap. Collect. Not a bad deal. I don't think we leveled our mechanic at all. Yep, no available skill points. I didn't hear it leveled. So, previewing the next story car, it's going to be a little 4-cylinder engine. So that'll be a cool one to work on. All right, Lucas Isaac Parker, hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next.